Hi, Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 19 of the May Daily Draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from Druidcraft Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. And we'll go there. Today, Justice. We may need some objectivity today. We need to look at things perhaps in an unbiased way. Maybe we've been too closely involved to something and we've been unable to get a clear viewpoint on how we should respond. Maybe we've need to take a step back and look at it from the outside, look at it with a more objective viewpoint, to take some of the emotion out of it and look more about the facts and the reality of the situation and weigh it up from that point of view. To be fair in our appraisal, not to be biased by our own preferences or ideas of what we would like the answer to be, but to have that objective viewpoint to work out what the answer needs to be and should be in response to the actual situation that we're facing. So in my mind, it's having that wisdom to be able to determine what that is. And if we struggle to get that objectivity, maybe we need the input of someone else that can give a fairer assessment, that's not got skin in the game, that's got no reason to be biased one way or another, that can look fairly and objectively at the situation and give their viewpoint. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to be us to decide how we are going to respond to the situation. We just need to weigh it up honestly and carefully and come to that right and true response that we need to make. Looking at the facts, not how we feel about it, but the facts of the situation. Not how we think the situation is, but how it truly is. To take that objective assessment of what we're facing and the people involved. Sometimes we can get so passionate about our own viewpoint, we can get a bit carried away and we don't see things that we need to see, that are important for us to consider in our response. And if we just go by our own passions and viewpoints, we miss some of that. And the response we make may not be the right one because we've not considered all the other factors that may have been in play. That's where the objectivity comes in, so that we can see the overall picture and not just our part of it. And to see things from all sides, and to make a fairer assessment of what's really going on. Not what we feel is going on, but what's really going on. And sometimes that in itself will cool the situation down, and the cool and calmer heads will prevail and will become to some kind of resolution. But whatever the situation is, to get that fairer, more just answer to the situation, we need to be more objective. And I think that is what the Justice card is saying to us today, is make sure that you're being as objective as you can be. And as I say, if need be, get some outside input from someone that's not directly involved in the situation, and where necessary, even professional help of mediation or judgment that you may need if you're unable to resolve it personally. So that's something we may be considering today, and it's what the Justice card is coming to ask us to really think about, how objective we're being in the situation that we're facing. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Okay, here we go. We'll go here. And we have surrender. Yes, instead of just fighting our corner and what we want, maybe we need to release some of that need to get everything that we want, to have it done our way all the time. Maybe we need to release a bit of that and surrender to the objective process of determining the right path that may require a bit of adjustment in our attitude, in our response, to see things perhaps in a new light, given the facts of the situation. And we need to relinquish that sense of wanting to control the outcome out of our own self-interest, and to be more objective and authentic in our response. And that's what I believe these cards are saying to us, to surrender to that objective process. Give yourself to that and accept whatever conclusion that provides, even if it's not necessarily the conclusion that you first desired. If it's the right one, surrender and accept it as being the right outcome, and become at peace with it. That might be something will have to do, because it may not be, when we come to that objective conclusion, it may be totally different to what we first wanted, and we have to then choose to accept this new conclusion, because that's the best way forward. So let's be ready to do that as we move forward. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 20. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.